In the heart of a dense forest, a young boy named Eli, barely 12, trekked with his father. The air was crisp, the moon high. They hunted for game, but tonight felt different. A faint cry echoed through the trees. Eli's father paused, gripping his rifle. The cry grew louder, a woman's voice, desperate. Eli's heart raced. He urged his father forward, sensing danger. They moved cautiously toward the sound. The cry led them to a clearing. There, slumped against a tree, was a native woman, blood seeping from her leg. Her eyes were wide with fear. Eli's father knelt beside her, inspecting the wound. Animal attack, he muttered. Eli scanned the darkness. Yellow eyes gleamed from the shadows. Wolves. A pack circled closer, their growls low and menacing. Eli clutched his small knife, his hands trembling. The woman whispered, "They're after me." Her voice was weak but resolute. Eli's father tried to lift her, but the wolves lunged. Eli screamed, swinging his knife. A wolf snapped at his arm, teeth sinking in. Pain seared through him, but he didn't back down. Another wolf leapt, biting his leg. Eli fought, slashing wildly. His father fired his rifle, scattering the pack, but more eyes glowed nearby. Blood dripped from Eli's wounds, 7 bites in total. His vision blurred, but he stood firm, shielding the woman. His father shouted, firing again. The wolves retreated, but their growls lingered. Eli's legs shook, yet he stayed by the woman's side. She grabbed his hand, her grip strong. "You're brave," she said. Eli's pain faded slightly at her words. His father bandaged her leg, working fast. The night grew colder. Eli's father built a small fire to keep the wolves at bay. Eli sat close to the woman, his wounds throbbing. She told them her name, Ayanna, and how she'd been tracking a sacred herb when the wolves attacked. Her tribe believed the wolves were spirits, angered by trespassers. Eli listened, wide-eyed. His father frowned, skeptical, but kept watch. The wolves, howls echoed in the distance. Ayanna's eyes gleamed with gratitude. She spoke of her tribe's ancient ways, of harmony with nature. Eli, despite his pain, felt drawn to her words. His father urged them to move, but Ayanna was too weak. Eli refused to leave her. "We stay," he said, his voice firm. His father nodded, respecting his son's resolve. The fire crackled as the wolves' eyes flickered closer, testing their courage. Eli's bites burned, but he ignored the pain. He gathered more wood for the fire, his small frame shaking. Ayanna watched him, her expression unreadable. She murmured a chant, her voice soft but powerful. Eli felt a strange warmth spread through him. His father kept his rifle ready, eyes scanning the darkness. The wolves paced, their growls softer now, as if Ayanna's chant held them at bay. Hours passed. Eli's strength waned, but he stayed vigilant. Ayanna's chants grew stronger, her words weaving a tale of spirits and balance. Eli's father, still wary, began to listen. The wolves hadn't attacked again, but their presence loomed. Eli felt a bond with Ayanna, her strength fueling his own. He tightened his grip on his knife, ready to defend her. The fire's glow lit their faces, a fragile shield. Dawn broke, painting the sky pink. The wolves vanished into the mist. Ayanna's leg was stable, thanks to Eli's father's care. Eli's bites were swollen, but he stood tall. Ayanna looked at him, her eyes fierce. "You're marked by the spirits," she said. Eli didn't understand, but her words felt heavy. His father helped Ayanna stand, and they prepared to move. The forest felt alive, watching them. Ayanna led them toward her village, her steps slow but sure. Eli's wounds ached, but he kept pace. His father carried most of their gear, his face etched with pride. The forest seemed to part for Ayanna, branches swaying gently. Eli noticed her chanting softly again, as if speaking to the trees. The air felt lighter, the danger gone. Eli wondered if the wolves were truly spirits, as Ayanna had said. The village appeared, nestled in a valley. Huts made of wood and hides dotted the clearing. Ayanna's people rushed to her, their faces filled with relief. An elder approached, his eyes narrowing at Eli's wounds. "Wolf bites," he said, inspecting them. Ayanna explained Eli's bravery. The elder nodded, his expression softening. Eli felt a mix of pride and exhaustion. His father stood silently, watching. The villagers treated Eli's bites with herbs and salves. The pain eased, but the elder's words lingered. 7 bites, 7 trials. Eli frowned, confused. Ayanna smiled faintly, promising to explain later. The villagers offered food and shelter, grateful for the rescue. Eli's father spoke with the elders, learning of the tribe's ways. Eli felt a strange connection to this place, to Ayanna. That night, the village held a ceremony. Drums echoed, and a fire roared. Ayanna stood tall, her leg healing fast. She told the story of Eli's courage, her voice carrying over the crowd. The villagers chanted, honoring him. Eli blushed, unused to praise. His father squeezed his shoulder, proud. The elder approached, placing a wolf's tooth necklace around Eli's neck. "You're one of us now," he said. Ayanna sat with Eli by the fire, explaining the elder's words. The 7 bites marked him as chosen, tied to the wolf spirits. Each bite was a trial he'd face, a path to wisdom. Eli touched the necklace, unsure but curious. His father listened, his skepticism fading. The village felt like a second home, its warmth enveloping them. The stars above seemed brighter, guiding their thoughts. The next morning, Ayanna was stronger. She led Eli and his father to a sacred grove. The air hummed with energy. She showed them the herb she'd been seeking, a rare plant said to heal both body and spirit. Eli's bites felt lighter here, as if the grove soothed them. Ayanna smiled, saying the spirits approved of Eli. His father, now open to her beliefs, nodded. The forest felt alive, welcoming. Eli's wounds were healing, but the elder's words about trials lingered. Ayanna taught him to listen to the forest, to feel its pulse. He practiced, closing his eyes, sensing the wind, the trees. His father watched, amazed at his son's growth. Ayanna's presence was calming, her wisdom deep. Eli felt stronger, not just in body but in spirit. The wolf tooth necklace felt warm against his chest. The village prepared a feast to honor their guests. Eli sat among the children, sharing stories of his fight. They listened, wide-eyed, calling him, Wolf Boy. Ayanna laughed, joining them. She spoke of balance, of respecting nature's power. Eli's father shared his own tales, earning the villagers' respect. The bond between the trio grew, forged by the night in the forest. Eli felt changed. Ayanna took Eli to a stream, teaching him to track animals. His bites itched, but he focused. She showed him wolf prints, explaining their ways. "They test us," she said, "but they also teach." Eli nodded, seeing the wolves differently now. His father joined them, learning too. The forest no longer felt threatening. It was a teacher, a guide. Eli's courage had opened his eyes to its lessons. The elder summoned Eli, speaking of the trials. "Each bite is a step," he said. "Courage, wisdom, heart." Eli listened, the wolf tooth heavy around his neck. Ayanna stood by him, her presence reassuring. His father, now a believer, encouraged him. The village chanted softly, their voices blending with the wind. Eli felt ready, though unsure what lay ahead. The forest seemed to whisper his name. Days passed in the village. Eli's wounds scarred, a reminder of his bravery. Ayanna trained him in her tribe's ways, tracking, healing, listening. His father helped the villagers hunt, earning their trust. The bond between Eli, Ayanna, and his father grew unbreakable. The wolves hadn't returned, but their presence lingered in Eli's dreams. He saw yellow eyes, felt their strength, their challenge. One night, Eli woke sweating. He'd dreamed of wolves, their howls calling him. Ayanna was awake, as if sensing his unrest. She led him to the fire, speaking of dreams as spirit messages. "They see you," she said. Eli touched his scars, feeling their weight. His father joined them, his face soft. The village slept, but the forest watched. Eli felt a pull, a call to something greater. He wasn't afraid. Ayanna gave Eli a small pouch of the sacred herb. "For your trials," she said. He tucked it away, grateful. The elder blessed them, saying the spirits would guide Eli. His father hugged him, proud but worried. The village gathered to see them off, their chants filling the air. Eli felt torn. Part of him wanted to stay. Ayanna promised they'd meet again. Her eyes held a spark, a shared secret. The journey home was quiet. Eli's father spoke of the village, its wisdom. Eli clutched the wolf tooth, his mind on the trials. His scars itched, but he felt stronger. The forest seemed to watch, its silence heavy with meaning. Eli's father noticed his son's change, his newfound strength. They walked side by side, no longer just father and son, but partners. The wolves' howls were distant, but ever present. Back home, Eli's village buzzed with their tale. Neighbors called him a hero, but Eli felt different. The wolf tooth was a constant reminder of Ayanna, the spirits, the trials. His father shared the story, his pride clear. Eli's mother wept, touching his scars. She feared the wolves, but Eli didn't. He felt their strength in him, their spirit. The forest had changed him, marked him forever. At night, Eli studied the herb pouch, its scent grounding him. He dreamed of Ayanna, the wolves, the grove. Each dream felt like a step, a trial. He woke with purpose, ready to face whatever came. His father noticed, encouraging him to explore his path. Eli's scars were badges now, not wounds. The village saw him differently, stronger, wiser. He was no longer just a boy, but something more. Weeks later, Eli returned to the forest alone. He wasn't afraid. The wolf tooth pulsed against his chest. He followed the stream, remembering Ayanna's lessons. Tracks appeared, wolf prints. He knelt, unafraid, feeling their presence. The wind carried a howl, not threatening but guiding. Eli stood, ready for his first trial. The forest opened before him, its secrets waiting. He stepped forward, resolute. The wolves didn't appear, but their energy lingered. Eli felt them in the rustling leaves, the whispering wind. He sat by the stream, the herb pouch in hand. Ayanna's voice echoed in his mind. Listen to the spirits. He closed his eyes, letting the forest speak. His scars tingled, alive with purpose. Eli knew this was only the beginning. The trials would test him, but he was ready, shaped by courage. Back home, Eli's father saw the change. His son was no longer the boy who'd left for a hunt. The wolf tooth, the scars, the herb, they marked a new path. Eli shared Ayanna's teachings, and his father listened, humbled. The village began to respect the forest, its spirits. Eli's story spread, inspiring others. He felt Ayanna's strength, even miles away. The wolves had chosen him, and he accepted. Months passed, and Eli grew stronger. He trained, listened, learned. The forest became his teacher, the wolves his guides. His scars faded but never vanished, a map of his journey. He wrote to Ayanna, promising to return. Her reply was simple. The spirits walk with you. Eli's father supported him, their bond deeper than ever. The trials loomed, but Eli faced them with a heart forged in fire. Under a full moon, Eli stood at the forest's edge. The wolf tooth glowed faintly, a beacon. He heard a distant howl, a call to his destiny. Ayanna's face flashed in his mind, her strength his anchor. The trials awaited, but Eli was no longer afraid. He was the wolf boy, marked by spirits, bound to the forest. With a steady breath, he stepped into the trees, ready for whatever the wolves would bring.